meet you. Have a seat. So I'm really, really curious about this. It's unusual for somebody of your age to voice an interest in cosmetic surgery at this point. Usually they say, I want to go to medical school. Not usually quite so specific. So what drew you to cosmetic surgery as a potential career?
I used to live in Germany several years back, actually, and we visited Landstuhl, which is a giant hospital, and it's right now geared towards the wounded warriors that come from Afghanistan and Iraq. And when I visited there, we were visiting a friend, and he was badly injured, and I saw all the other wounded warriors that their identity is taken away from them if they have injuries to their features that set them apart from everyone else, especially facial features.
Sure.
And as a cosmetic surgeon, I would like to restore that identity and bring back self-confidence.
Yeah, okay. Good answer. It's interesting because, of course, the general public doesn't think of cosmetic surgery as being that noble, does it? The perception is that it's a rich people's specialty, that it's only used to look like a model, if you will, or worse, because people are somewhat addicted to whatever they think the ideal look is, and yet there are lots of things that are needed in cosmetic surgery. People who are injured, children born with deformities, those sorts of things. So. Okay, typically our interns are medical students or nursing students. So it's, again, unusual for someone undergraduate, pre-med, to want to do this internship. And you don't have, at least I didn't see and hear, much hands-on medical experience. So do you think you will be at a disadvantage compared with some of the other interns if you were given the internship?
Well, I pride myself in the ability to adapt.
Okay.
And I have shadowed a general surgeon before, and he introduced me to what it's like, the hands-on patient care. It's not all surgical techniques.
Sure.
But you need to be able to communicate with the patient and be able to demonstrate kindness and understanding.
Okay, all right, that's fair. So you said you lived in Germany, and that you're a military dependent. Marine Corps?
Yes, ma'am.
Marine Corps. Okay, so you guys were stationed over there.
Yes.
Yes. Where else have you been stationed?
Outside of the U.S., it was just Germany.
Okay.
But several states in the U.S., including Rhode Island, South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida,
Okay.
Virginia, California, and that is all I can recall at this time.
So South Carolina, Paris Island?
Yes, ma'am?
Yeah. Okay. Great. And next door neighbor who's a little bit at Paris Island. Okay, that's cool. Have you always been interested in medical school?
I have always wanted to be part of the medical field.
Okay.
Always.
As far as back as you can remember.
My parents even told me when I was young I always wanted to be a doctor.
Oh, very good. All right. Given all of that, I mean, you're obviously got confidence. You've been a military dependent. A lot of people say military brat. I won't use that. I think that's somewhat offensive. How do you think that has shaped who you are?
Well, being part of a military family, you have a certain number of values, like integrity, discipline. You have to abide by these because it's part of your military pride and your family's pride to stick by those. And I don't want to disappoint my family. I don't want to disappoint myself by representing myself negatively.
Okay. You've moved a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think that has had an influence on your abilities, your desires, and your career path?
I think that it has made me more of a versatile person. I don't mind moving.
Okay.
This internship is in Virginia. I don't mind picking up and moving there. I don't have any family members that currently live there, but it wouldn't be a problem.
All right. Fairfax is a DC suburb. It's quite crowded. Just letting you know right off the bat, the traffic is horrific. All right. How do you handle, driving in traffic? You enjoy driving? Okay, good. Then you'll enjoy the Beltway version of the Autobahn. It goes very much slower, by the way, than the Autobahn. Way slower, particularly if there's an accident. It'll be stopped. Okay. What do you think was the hardest thing about being a military child?
Actually, I enjoy moving because it's a new environment, getting to have new experiences, but losing friendships is the most difficult part of it.
Did you actually lose friendships, or do you think it's just leaving them behind temporarily?
Well, there was a couple of friends that I actually ran into again,
Yeah.
fellow military brats.
Sure.
And, but with the growth of social media, I was able to keep in contact. But before, I lost a lot of friends in Germany.
Sure.
There wasn't any way to contact them besides letters, and that doesn't stick for very long.
Right, particularly since it's very expensive to mail overseas and takes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, social media, Facebook has been great for that. Okay, what will you do if you don't get into medical school?
My grandfather, I live by this statement: if there's a will, there's a way. I will keep applying. I'll keep working for it. I don't care how long it takes.
Okay, so what's your plan of action? Obviously, get an internship, but what other things are you doing to prepare for medical school?
I'm doing undergraduate research right now, or I will be starting in the fall. I would like to just get a little background information, kind of more experience with working in that type of environment, more structured.
So what's your undergraduate research project?
It's going to be toxicology, the rooms that have been occurring in St. John's.
Are you working with Dr. Willett?
Yes, ma'am.
What are you going to be doing with it? Do you know?
I have not found that out yet.
Okay. Be prepared for a wild ride. It'll be fun. Which medical school do you want to attend?
I am looking into medical schools right now. I have found a couple in Bethesda that I want to visit over the summer.
Okay.
But there's also a Caribbean school, and it's highly accredited, and I've visited a couple of their seminars,
Okay.
and I would like to go visit St. Kitts sometime and find out what they're really about.
It's a lovely environment, if nothing else. So are you interested at all in going to the military medical school?
Well, there's one
National Medical
Bethesda.
Right, Bethesda, okay.
Yes.
So that's the one you're looking for, okay. All right. What would be your top choice in medical school?
I would like to go to Uniformed Services University in Bethesda.
In Bethesda. Do you think it's a stretch?
It is extremely competitive, but I will try.
You'll try, okay. All right. What are your weaknesses?
My weaknesses kind of interlock. I
Okay.
have a tendency to overcommit, which leads to disorganization. I like to help out people, but I tend to stretch out my time a little bit too much, which leads to time management. And I'm very, very shy at sometimes, so I have some self-consciousness with my work.
Well, you don't appear to be shy in this setting, so would you consider yourself an introvert then?
Semi. I know how to become an extrovert when it's required.
And the definition of an introvert is someone who gains their energy from alone time. It's not necessarily somebody who always needs to be alone, but somebody who, in order to recharge their batteries, wants to be alone, as opposed to an extrovert who gains their energy from the people around them. So let me rephrase. Which one are you under those circumstances?
I would say mostly introvert.
Okay. Which means that, yes, you can be out there and be outgoing, but that requires energy from you and drains your energy from you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, okay. All right. So this overcommitment, time management issue, I mean, we're not going to change who you are. The fact that you're an introvert, that's not necessarily a weakness, it's just, it is who you are. But the overcommitment one, how are you working on that?
Well, currently I have prioritized which clubs and organizations I'm willing to devote my time to. The ones that are more important to me or play a role in my future. And if I have extra time outside of schoolwork, I will volunteer elsewhere.
Okay. What's your favorite volunteer organization?
The Red Cross.
Okay. Yeah, I did notice that you had some volunteer activity with the Red Cross. So you do stuff here in Jacksonville as well as you you did some things back at Camp Lejeune.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you volunteer in the office. Oh, I see in the Cards for Heroes. That's a nice program. That's a very nice program. Okay. What else do you want to tell me about yourself?
I used to be a Girl Scout. I also played a huge role in my ROTC program in high school. It really meant a lot to me to be a leader of my class and be able to kind of instruct people if they felt uncomfortable in a situation. I've been through it already. I know how to get them through that.
So you were a Girl Scout. How far did you go in Girl Scouts?
I became a cadet.
A cadet, okay. Yeah, it's unusual for, I don't see girls staying in Girl Scouts very long. They start maybe brownies and maybe get up to, I guess, the next level and then often drop out. So nice to know that you know, at least spent some time with Girl Scouts. Did you like camping?
I loved camping. Being outdoors is more of a hobby. I prefer to be indoors with working environment, but being able to see nature and be around life is really thrilling.
Yeah, well now you're in Jacksonville, so this one is, when the weather's nice, you can be outside, right? What are your hobbies now?
I have recently taken up archery, and I love target shooting.
Okay. Cool, where do you do that?
There is a place on Fort Caroline right down the street from my house.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know. Wow. How long have you been doing that?
Archery, a couple weeks.
Oh, a couple of weeks,
more like
really
3 or 4,
recently.
actually. But I've been taking lessons, and I really enjoy it, and I do drawing and art stuff on the side.
Okay. So drawing, pencil drawing or ink, or what's your medium?
I use a lot of different mediums, but mostly pencil.
Pencil. Very, very cool. Anything else you want to tell me?
No.
Okay, questions for me? All right, well, I will be letting you know, as I said earlier, most of our applicants are med school and nursing school applicants, and so generally speaking, we try to give them first dibs on the internships, since it's more likely they will be using it sooner. But if there is a space, I will make sure that I let the doctors know about your interest, and we'll see.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Bye.